Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our discussion this evening. We're delving into a profoundly important and increasingly relevant question. Should people trust AI over human doctors for medical decisions? This isn't just a futuristic hypothetical. It's a conversation with real implications for healthcare today and tomorrow. Joining us are two distinguished guests. Mr. Kenji Tanaka, a strong proponent of AI's capabilities in medicine, and Dr. Sarah Al-Jamil, who advocates for a more cautious approach, emphasizing the irreplaceable human element in healthcare. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Dr. Hayes. It's a genuine pleasure to be here to discuss what I consider one of the most pivotal advancements in modern medicine. My position is clear. AI stands to revolutionize healthcare, not by supplanting human doctors, but by augmenting their abilities to an extraordinary degree. We must acknowledge AI's unparalleled capacity for data analysis. Imagine systems that can sift through millions of medical journals, patient histories, and emerging research findings in mere seconds. This isn't science fiction, it's the reality of AI's diagnostic capabilities today. It can identify patterns indicative of rare diseases or early-stage cancers with a speed and precision that can be truly life-altering for patients. Beyond diagnostics, AI promises to significantly mitigate the risk of human error, a persistent challenge in complex medical environments. It can offer objective, data-backed second opinions, ensuring that diagnoses are robust. Moreover, the potential for personalized medicine driven by AI is immense. We're moving towards an era where treatments are not one-size-fits-all, but are meticulously tailored to an individual's genetic profile, lifestyle, and specific health markers. This level of precision medicine was previously unimaginable, and AI is the key to unlocking it on a broader scale. AI can also streamline administrative tasks, freeing up valuable clinician time to focus on direct patient interaction and complex care that requires human empathy. Therefore, I see AI as an indispensable partner, a transformative force that will lead to more accurate diagnoses, more effective treatments, and ultimately a healthier society. It's about enhancing, not replacing, human expertise.
Thank you, Dr. Hayes and Mr. Tanaka. While I acknowledge the potential of AI as a tool, I believe we must proceed with profound caution. My primary concern is that entrusting ultimate medical decisions to algorithms, however sophisticated, over human doctors, is fraught with significant ethical risks and could undermine the very essence of patient care. Medicine is not merely about data points and pattern recognition. It is an art as much as a science. It deeply involves human empathy, the ability to understand a patient's fears, hopes, and unique life context. A machine cannot replicate the nuanced intuition a seasoned clinician develops over years of experience, nor can it truly provide a holistic view of a patient that considers their emotional and social well-being alongside their physical symptoms. Then there's the critical issue of algorithmic bias. AI systems are trained on data, and if that data reflects existing societal biases, whether racial, gender, or socioeconomic, the AI will perpetuate and even amplify these injustices in its medical recommendations. Many AI models operate as, quote, black boxes. Even their creators may not fully understand how they arrive at a particular decision, which raises serious questions about transparency and accountability when things go wrong. Who is responsible if an AI makes an incorrect diagnosis or recommends a harmful treatment? The programmer? The hospital? The AI itself? Over-reliance on AI could also lead to a dehumanization of care, where patients feel like they are being processed by a system rather than cared for by a compassionate human being. While AI can be a valuable assistant, the final, critical decisions that impact a person's health and life must, in my view, remain firmly in the hands of human doctors who can integrate data with wisdom, ethics, and genuine human connection.
Thank you both for those compelling opening statements clearly outlining your perspectives. Mr. Tanaka, you've highlighted AI's analytical power, But Dr. Al-Jamil raised important concerns about algorithmic bias and the, quote, black box nature of some AI. So my first question is for you. How can we effectively ensure AI's reliability and fairness in medical decisions, especially when dealing with these inherent complexities?
That's a crucial question, Dr. Hayes, and Dr. Al-Jamil's concerns are entirely valid and shared by those of us developing these technologies. Ensuring reliability and fairness is paramount. Firstly, we must commit to using diverse and representative datasets during AI development and training to actively mitigate inherent biases. This means consciously working to include data from underrepresented populations to ensure equitable performance across all demographics. Secondly, rigorous continuous testing and validation in real-world clinical settings are non-negotiable. This includes pre-market approval and post-market surveillance to catch and correct issues as they arise. The field of explainable AI, or XAI, is also rapidly advancing. The goal here is to develop systems that can provide clear rationales for their decisions, moving away from the quote black box problem. While XAI is still evolving, significant progress is being made, allowing clinicians to understand and verify AI-generated insights before acting on them. It's also important to remember that human decision-making is not free from bias either. Cognitive biases are well documented in medicine. AI, when properly designed and audited, can actually help to identify and reduce the impact of such human biases. We've already seen AI systems achieve remarkable accuracy in specific diagnostic tasks, such as identifying diabetic retinopathy or certain cancers from medical images, sometimes exceeding the average human performance. The key is a multifaceted approach. Better data, stringent testing, striving for transparency, and ongoing vigilance. It's a continuous improvement process.
Mr. Tanaka, while I appreciate the efforts towards mitigating bias and achieving explainability, I believe the challenges are more profound than presented. Attempting to quote debias datasets is an incredibly complex task. Historical medical data is often deeply intertwined with decades, if not centuries, of systemic inequities in healthcare access and treatment. Simply adding more data from underrepresented groups, while a positive step, doesn't automatically correct for these deep-seated historical skews, or the nuances of how diseases manifest differently across populations due to socio-environmental factors. Furthermore, explainable AI, as you mentioned, is still in its relative infancy for complex medical decision-making. The explanations provided can sometimes be superficial, or not truly reflective of the core reasoning, especially in deep learning models. We risk a false sense of security if we believe in AI's explanation without truly understanding its limitations or potential hidden correlations it might be acting upon. And while human clinicians are indeed susceptible to biases, they can be trained to recognize and actively counteract them. They can also engage in reflective practice and peer discussion, which are mechanisms for accountability that are harder to implement with AI. My fundamental point is that medicine often deals with ambiguity, with incomplete information, and with unique patient narratives that don't neatly fit into algorithmic patterns. It requires a nuanced human judgment that can weigh conflicting evidence, consider ethical implications on a case-by-case basis, and, crucially, communicate these complexities to the patient with empathy. Relying too heavily on AI, even with the best intentions for bias mitigation, could lead us to oversimplify these intricate human situations.
Some very important counterpoints there, Dr. Al-Jamil, particularly regarding the complexities of true understanding versus pattern matching. Let me turn to you with this, Dr. Al-Jamil. Mr. Tanaka suggested I could handle burdensome tasks, potentially freeing up doctors for more human-centric care. If I can indeed manage complex data and diagnostics efficiently, how do we balance leveraging this potential with the imperative of maintaining and even enhancing crucial clinical skills and the doctor-patient relationship?
That's a critical balancing act, Dr. Hayes, and one where I see significant potential pitfalls if not managed with extreme care. The idea of AI freeing up clinicians for more direct patient care is appealing and certainly AI can help with administrative burdens or initial data processing. However, there's a genuine risk of, quote, "de-skilling." If doctors become overly reliant on AI for diagnostic insights or treatment planning, their own clinical reasoning and diagnostic acumen could atrophy over time. The skills of a physician are honed through years of active engagement with complex cases, through the very process of sifting through data, forming hypotheses, and making judgments, not by merely validating an AI's output. We also need to be wary of automation bias, which is the tendency to overtrust or uncritically accept information from automated systems, even if it contradicts one's own judgment or other available evidence. This could lead to doctors deferring too readily to AI recommendations, potentially missing subtle cues or alternative diagnoses that a human mind, engaged in active problem-solving, might have caught. When it comes to critical decisions, those that carry significant consequences for a patient's life or quality of life, direct human involvement and accountability are indispensable for building and maintaining patient trust. A patient needs to know that a human being, with empathy and a comprehensive understanding of their unique situation, is ultimately responsible for their care pathway, not an impersonal algorithm. So while AI can be an assistant, it must not become a crutch that weakens the core skills and relational aspects that define good medicine. Continuous training and emphasis on critical thinking for doctors will be more important than ever.
Dr. Al-Jamil raises valid points about the need to maintain clinical skills and the integrity of the doctor-patient relationship. However, I see the integration of AI not as a threat to these aspects, but as an opportunity to enhance them, provided we implement it thoughtfully. Imagine a scenario where AI efficiently manages the overwhelming administrative tasks and the initial, often time-consuming, data analysis that currently bogs down many clinicians. This doesn't lead to de-skilling, it leads to reskilling, or rather, a refocusing of the doctor's time and expertise on what humans do best: complex problem-solving, empathetic communication, and shared decision-making with patients. Instead of spending hours deciphering raw data, doctors can engage with AI-synthesized insights, critically evaluating them, and then dedicating more quality time to discussing treatment options and addressing patient concerns. AI can provide both doctors and patients with more comprehensive information, fostering a more informed and collaborative shared decision-making process. This, I believe, strengthens the doctor-patient relationship by empowering patients. The concern about automation bias is real, but it can be mitigated through robust training programs that teach clinicians how to interact with AI systems critically, understanding their strengths and limitations. Crucially, we must establish clear ethical frameworks and clinical guidelines where human doctors remain firmly in control and ultimately responsible for patient care. AI is an advanced tool, an incredibly powerful one, but it remains a tool in the hands of skilled professionals. The goal is not to automate the doctor, but to augment their intelligence and capabilities, allowing them to practice medicine at a higher, more patient-focused level. It's about intelligent augmentation, not replacement. In closing, I want to reiterate my conviction in AI's transformative potential to create a significantly better healthcare future for everyone. The advancements we are witnessing are not about diminishing the role of our esteemed medical professionals, but about amplifying their expertise and reach. I envision a collaborative synergy where the analytical power of AI and the compassionate wisdom of human doctors work in concert, leading to earlier diagnoses, more personalized treatments, and vastly improved patient outcomes. This journey requires responsible innovation, robust ethical safeguards, and a commitment to ensuring AI serves humanity. Let us embrace AI not with apprehension, but with a clear vision of its capacity to empower medical professionals and usher in an era of more precise, efficient, and equitable healthcare. The future is collaborative.
I, too, see the potential for AI to contribute positively to medicine, and I thank Mr. Tanaka for his optimistic outlook. However, As we conclude, I must re-emphasize the critical importance of caution and human oversight as we integrate these powerful technologies. AI can indeed be a useful tool, an assistant in processing information, but we must steadfastly guard against any trajectory that leads to AI dominance in medical decision-making. The practice of medicine must remain fundamentally human-centric, anchored in empathy, ethical judgment, and the irreplaceable value of the doctor-patient relationship. Therefore, I advocate for the development and stringent enforcement of strong ethical guidelines, rigorous independent oversight of AI systems in healthcare, and an unwavering commitment to preserving and enhancing the ultimate clinical judgment of human doctors. Our humanity is our strength and healing.
Thank you both, Mr. Tanaka and Dr. Al-Jamil, for an incredibly insightful and thought-provoking discussion this evening. You've eloquently presented the compelling arguments on both sides of this complex issue. We've heard about AI's immense promise in revolutionizing diagnostics and treatment personalization, juxtaposed with profound ethical considerations regarding bias, accountability, and the essential human core of medicine. It's clear that as AI technology continues to advance, the need for careful consideration, ongoing dialogue, and robust frameworks to guide its application in healthcare is more critical than ever. Thank you to our audience for joining us.